Sitting here, get my fat bitch on. And Michael, I wanted to respond to this comment of yours. You seem very upset. Possibly because you felt called out about white privilege or someone talked about it, and you apparently don't seem to think it exists, but you do think black privilege exists based on the existence of black colleges, the HBCUs, Black History Month, and black TV shows. Let's talk about this. All right, crisscross applesauce, get a juice box and a cookie, and we're going to have a story. In my 20s, I lived in Minneapolis, and I worked for a nonprofit group called Clean Water Action. It was part of Citizen Action, and we did phone banking and door knocking and political rallies and all sorts of stuff. I had a supervisor there named Kevin, and he was a really nice, funny guy. In Minnesota, your license plate has a little sticker on it with a month, and we call those tabs. If that expires, they give you a 1-month grace period, or at least they used to. Both Kevin and I didn't make much money. I think our base pay was maybe $8 or $8.25 an hour, and we both didn't renew our tabs. And so after our grace period was over, all of the caca started. We both took the same route to work. We traveled over the Hennepin Avenue Bridge and got to work that way. Well, at the other side of the bridge, there was a cop. So the first day the grace period was expired, puts the flashers on, pulls me over, says, "Your tabs are expired." And I was like, "Yes, sir, I'm sorry. I get paid on Friday," which was the truth. I said, "I'll get them renewed then." And he's like, "Okay." And he gave me a warning, and he sent me on my way. Kevin traveled over the exact same bridge, was pulled over by the exact same police officer with the exact same story, and he got a ticket. Every single day for a solid week, both of us were pulled over. I got a warning every single time, and Kevin got a ticket every single time. The only difference was I was a white woman, and Kevin was born in Nigeria. Now you're gonna say, "Oh, well, he was probably out of pocket and rude and everything." No, absolutely not. Kevin was very professional. And he was so frustrated by this because at the end of the week, he had accumulated tickets that were more than his paycheck. Luckily in Minnesota, you could go before a bench judge and plead down your case. And he did. And he gave you the same violation every day. And Kevin was like, "Yeah, and I didn't have the money." And so apparently he got one ticket to pay. The only difference between Kevin and me was our skin tone. We had the exact same police officer. We had the exact same story. And it was the exact same violation. That's white privilege. I got a pass, and he didn't. I believe Kevin would have traded all the HBCUs, Black History Month, and all the black TV shows just to be treated like he was a normal citizen and not a criminal because of the color of his skin. Oh, and did you know that the HBCUs were actually started because African American people weren't allowed in other colleges? So they made colleges that they could go to. And they admit everyone of every race, of every creed, of every color. And if you're upset about Black History Month, don't do anything black that month. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. And the black TV shows, you can change the channel. Just like on TikTok, you can put your little finger on the screen and scroll by something you don't like. Those are actually within your control. Instead of just complaining about them, you can actually do something about them. I would encourage you to listen to black voices. Listen to the stories of black men and women with an open mind and a closed mouth. And hopefully you'll learn something.